Video series was created for school purposes. The Good Eats theme song or the producers of Kid Jeff. Okay, here we are. Displaying many wonders of beef. Cows produce 20 to 29 cuts of beef, each coming from a different part of the cow. New York strip, the largest piece.
Can't hear you. Louder.
The New York strip comes from the middle area of the cow, near the ribs. And the top and bottom sirloin, my personal favorite, come near the head, right, very close to the brisket. We are going to look into the top sirloin today. I like one of the prime one top sirloins, the smallest one. Beef is actually the United States' #3 source of iron and #1 source of protein, making it the #1 choice for American in-home dining. But before we get to cooking, we need to know all about our beefy product. And now it's time to play Beefopediac. Hey kids, let's find out some beefy knowledge, shall we? First question. What is the United States' #1 source of animal protein? Is it A, chicken, B, turkey, C, veal, or D, beef? D.
D.
Correct. Beef is the United States' #1 source of animal protein. Next question. What is the United States' #3 source of iron? Is it A, anchovies, B, fortified cereals, C, beef, or D, grain? C.
C.
Correct. And now for the last question. How many cuts of beef are there in a cow? Is there A, 20 to 29, B, 30 to 35, C, 20 to 25, or D, 15 to 21? D.
D.
You're both wrong. The correct answer was A, 20 to 29 cuts.
Darn.
And that's it for Beefopediac today. Thank you. The top sirloin doesn't get better than this in the world of steaks. And to make it even better, we can do two things. We can marinate it and put in a ton of flavors into it, or we can just season it and throw it on the grill. But since we want to retain as much beefy goodness as possible, we are going to make a marinade. First, we will be beginning with 3 cloves of freshly minced garlic. Something we don't know how to do alert. Something we don't know how to do alert. Duh. Okay, the alerts go off, so I'm going to show you how to prepare fresh garlic. First, take the flat of your knife and place it on. Give it a good whack. Then, take the peel off of the garlic. Make sure there is none, because you don't want any crispy, peely barf on your beef. And if it doesn't come off all the way on once, just give it another few whacks. Okay, so now that it is peeled, we can mince it. First, just give it a quick chop, and then bring your knife back around. And make sure the tip of the knife stays down. That is 1 clove. Okay, that should do it for our garlic. What I like to do for this sort of thing is put the edges of the board into the bag and then just tip the board over. Alright. Now that we have completed the garlic, we are going to add honey. You could always add a normal sweetener like sugar or something like that, but I like honey because it's a natural sweetener and sugar is a lot less healthy. So just eyeball that along with the rest of our ingredients. Worcestershire sauce, a sauce of anchovies, molasses, garlic, onions, and many other ingredients. Then we will add a bit of lime zest. Limes are normally very small and can be hard to zest, but if you use a grater like this, you can just stick it in and rub against the lime. Lime zest is normally very hard to harvest, so just bear with me. You know, lime zest is where most of the flavor is, not in the juice, and people don't actually eat the lime, but the zest. And that's the way it is for most citruses, such as lemons and oranges. And lime zest is normally the hardest of citrus zests to harvest, but I think we got just enough. And we also need some lime juice, even though it doesn't have very much of the flavor compared to the zest. And the best way to get more than normal is to either roll it or just heat it up in your microwave. But I like to roll it. And you just squeeze it. And what I like to do is to put my hands over it so that no seeds can get into our marinade. And what the seeds do is that they add an extra crunch that we don't want into the beef. And you might hurt your tooth doing this with seeds. Maybe a little more. Gets much flavor in there. And limes are also very hard to squeeze for juice. And lemons are normally much easier, but beef is better with lime for me. And for many people. That's why you normally see lime with beef fajitas at Mexican restaurants. Go ahead, pick any Mexican restaurant. I can wait. And of course, we need the basics. Some kosher salt. And freshly ground black pepper. And then seal the bag and mush it around to mix all the flavors together. And the beef is about to come to the party. And remember guys, always wash your hands after handling raw meat. And fish. Don't forget about poultry either. And then just mush that around to really infuse that flavor into the beef. Get all that garlic in there. Top-notch taste right there. And alright, now store this in your chill chest for at least 30 minutes, but up to 3 hours. The more it sits, the more flavor it gets. Now that our pan is hot enough, I'm not going to fool you by removing our steak from the bag. You have to put the bag over the grill, or our marinade is going to dump all over the place. And it's okay if a little garlic sticks to the steak. And now we must dispose of our bag. Even though it is so tasty, we also got to wash our hands. And grill this for 6 to 7 minutes on each side, or until an instant read thermometer reads to about 165 degrees. And another way to check if your steak is done, I already told you once, is to push your tongs down. The more spring, the less cooked. The more firm, the more well done. Wow. A steak cannot get better than this. And to make sure it is perfect, we're going to cut into it and check the color. Wow. This is exactly what we want around the edges. And in the middle, even more perfect, a pink. And now let's taste this bad boy. You get that punch of lime and garlic, and then smoky Worcestershire. But the best thing about it are the things you want in a steak. It's juicy, it's tender, and it's not chewy. But another thing that's great with the steak is some caramelized onions with mushrooms. This pairing is done it is. If there's anything better at in-home dining than a piece of steak, I don't know what is better. And what goes better with steak than mushrooms and onions. A perfect meal, ending the perfect episode. See you next time, Kid Chef.